Hello? All right, let's hide this. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Bushwhacking History in Buffalo with Berserker Bear. Today, we're going to go over a quick idea. Well, I'm going to present an idea that I've had. Obviously, we got audio, getting feedback on my phone. So, welcome, everybody. We'll wait for people to matriculate and file in for the chat. This is going to be an interactive presentation of, again, an idea that I've had, came to I got a notion. We're going to use a book that I have, The Age of Progress. We're going to rent it from, so you guys can see it, archive.org, a portion of how I do my research. I've cited this website before, and I use it a lot. I had this book physically, but for the sake of being able to flip through it, we're going to borrow it from archive.org, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You can actually see that I'm logged in under my profile, so that's that. And we're the idea that we're going to put out here, and I will give some historical cinematic context from this movie right here, is an idea in industry about, come to my YouTube channel, scroll down on my community website tab to 6 days ago, and I put out the notion of planned obsolescence in contrast to the age of progress, which is from, oh, I should know it off the top of my head. Age of progress. Why is this not showing up full screen? Well, that against the progress of technological advancement, because they're contradictory as far as when we look up and research history and the timeline. One way to spot mark our advancement or progression is through technological advancement. But there's a notion of planned obsolescence out there, which would be contradictory to that in a sense of, if there is a uh, achievement in industry or advancement in technology, is that really what it is, or are they just giving us the planned obsolescence first version of it? So it would be really hard for us to actually put together a true timeline using technological advancement if this idea is employed. So all I want to do is put that idea out there. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Thanks for stopping in and see what you guys think. So I said this is going to be interactive. I'm not going to make a claim here. Like normally with my research, I just want you guys to see what I'm thinking, and I need your feedback, because it doesn't seem to make sense that we, again, track our history by improvements in technology, design, and that's called the age of progress. But we also only introduced the first series of things. So what do you guys think about that? That's kind of my presentation here, my dissertation, if you will. This is a compendium of work here. I'm not making any claims, and I'm very curious to see what you guys think about that. Hey, Julia Thomas, good to see you. I will pop back in and forth and out of the chat. Thanks for stopping by. Let's say what's up to everybody right quick. So we're just going to ping pong back and forth, and I like your feedback on that. Now, I said initially that I do use archive.org, and I've cited it before. This is my physical copy of the book that I have that we're going to use. Check out some cool pictures. This also has gravy on the first exhibition, guys. Uh-oh. So anybody can solicit, me for information on this stuff if you want to get information in these books. I mean, I'm here for professional solicitation. My email is provided on my YouTube. It's the Crystal Palace. I reflect all this research in my IG also right here. So you should come check that out. I have posted that before. Also movies. So we're going to go through some stuff here, guys. Check out my IG and let's say hello. Okay, we got Kara K. Always stopping by. Good to see you. Julia, Thomas, good to see you. Welcome. Okay, we got Kansri Persepi. Well, that remains to be seen, but I agree with that partially. Let's not abandon nature and let's not get lame. Skull Asylum, good to see you. Thanks for always coming by. Isabella Live 2.0. I made it at the beginning. Yes, contradict. Okay, so there's feedback right there directly. Isabella Live 2.0 says, I made it at the beginning. Welcome. Please like, share, subscribe, everybody. I'm almost at 7K for my YouTube channel. So thanks very much for everybody, for all of your support. So feedback off the jump. I made it at the beginning. You know, let's get some cool drifting music here. My classic. Turn it down a little bit. Just for a little ambiance so it's not completely dead. So yes, contradictory. Obsolescence as in planned obsolescence. Chess moves on ND, 2 or just 1. Okay, I'm not sure what that is getting at, but yeah, so the idea is when you have, for example, we'll use an iPhone. When they released the first iPhone, they definitely had all series. Well, I can't say for a fact that they had how many series out after 1, 2, 3, or 4, 2, 3, or 4. They definitely have at least 5 series out ahead of time, so they set up a market and they can keep on introducing a new version of it. Meanwhile, they had it already. So actually, before we detail and define it, I'd like to show a clip from a movie that I love, which is The Hudsucker Proxy, directed by the Coen brothers. I believe it's either written by Joel Coen and directed by Ethan Coen. They got great movies, and I might get cut out during this because this is a little bit of a possible copy wrong, but let's see if this goes. I'll stop and narrate so I don't get hit with the bot algorithm. See if you can pick up on the notion of planned obsolescence, and I'll query you guys afterwards. So this is Hudsucker Proxy. I'll lay out the scene. Andy, I was going to call him Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption. That's another good movie. Tim Robbins' character is pitching an idea to the board to make a market, and the product is a hula hoop. And they're questioning him. What does it do? What's it for? And there is a question. Well, you'll be able to tell. Without further ado, this is a clip from the Hudsucker Proxy, planned obsolescence versus the age of progress. You're with Berserker Bear, Bushwhacking History.
You know, for kids. It has economy, simplicity, low production cost, potential for mass appeal, and all that spells out great profitability.
Great profitability. So he's selling an idea to the suits.
I had the boys down at R&D throw together this little prototype so that our discussion here could have some focus, and to give you gentlemen of the board a first-hand look at just how exciting this gizmo is. It's fun, it's healthy, it's good exercise, the kids will just love it, and we put a little sand inside to make the experience more pleasant. But the great...
Is anybody familiar with this movie? Let's get a query from the audience. So how's everybody doing today? Today's Wednesday, I believe. I should know because I worked all day. Yep. Skull Odin's Day. Fordism. Yeah, there you go. This is a good. I bought this about a month ago and watched it. There's gravy in it. They actually say gravy, and Okay, Kara K says she hasn't seen it. Definitely a good one. So guys, go to I recommend movies, YouTube channels, but where's my latest movie that I recommend? Black Rain, good one with Michael Douglas. That's a good one. I don't just drop it's all research related, I guess. I do look for truth drops. And then you'll almost there. Like, share, and subscribe. So let's keep on going here. I want to make sure I don't get copyright because they did clip me out before, halfway through a live stream when I did this stuff before. So let's go.
Part is we don't have to charge an arm and a leg.
What if you tie before it's done?
Does it have rules?
And more than one play?
What makes you think it's a game?
Is it a game?
Will it break? It better break eventually.
Is there an object?
Will it break? It better break eventually.
Is there an object?
Is it a game?
Will it break? It better break eventually.
Is there an object?
What if you tie before it's done?
Okay. So I think you got the point there. Will it break? It better break eventually. So that leads us into let's define planned obsolescence. The first series, not only do they have series, Apple 1, Apple 2, I'm still live, audio good. They built like a not a fail-safe rather, but what's an opposite to that, where it eventually will break and you got to buy a new one. It's ensuring a market, okay? And you'll hear people in the old timers, or there's actually comments on my post here for planned obsolescence that say, yeah, absolutely. I remember my old refrigerator at my parents' house lasted forever. Okay. Let's actually read my post from the Instagram drop that I had. How can we trust the age of progress when it is delineated by technological and industrial advancements, achievements, and innovation if planned obsolescence has been employed since the inception of industry itself? Now, I can't necessarily prove that, and I should have, that's more of a flippant statement, I guess. But then I hashtag ask a robber baron for humor. I'll be addressing these two contradictory notions and how it plays on history in a video out soon. Stay tuned, keep it sleuthing. And that's this video right now. So again, thanks for, oh, how long? My man, Nate. Thank you, brother. You paid for dinner. How long Bear stopped by the other day. He was en route through my area. And as we do, I think I probably said this before in a live stream. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, yeah, you just heard me read that off. Now let's go define, and I'll read off what planned obsolescence is. Planned obsolescence, this is per Wikipedia. In economics and industrial design, planned obsolescence, also called built-in obsolescence or premature obsolescence, is a policy of planning or designing a product with an artificially limited useful life or purposely frail design so that it becomes obsolete after a certain predetermined period of time, upon which it decrementally functions or suddenly ceases to function or might be perceived as unfashionable. The rationale behind this strategy is to generate long-term sales volume by reducing the time between repeat purchases, in parentheses referred to as shortening the replacement cycle, unquote, and close parenthesis. It is the deliberate shortening of a lifespan of a product to force people to purchase functional replacements. Now, I think that speaks for itself, and I didn't mean to flare up anybody's defenses, so don't shoot the messenger. How long, Bear? Nate, thanks for coming, brother. You just earned yourself a tool belt, and I should have did that for you already. So, thanks again for that super chat, Nate. So, first thoughts right now after I've just presented that. That's kind of, I'm not going to go on for an hour. And as I stated, I'm not trying to make any claims here, but does anybody have any query? Zaralath, what's up, man? Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping over at MeWe. like your research. And then now let's go into. I just queried the crowd here. What do you guys think of this? It is contradictory. How can we rightfully look at history and deduce a proper timeline if we do check mark it by industrial advancements in technology, communication? And if they've been pulling this thing for how long, I guess, is there history? Okay, in 1924, I was just gonna say, what's the history on it, or when did they start implementing it? In 1924, the American automobile market began reaching a saturation point. To maintain unit sales, General Motors executive Alfred P. Sloan suggested annual model year design changes to convince car owners to buy new replacements each year. Is that right? Wonderful. And like we don't have enough bills. With refreshed appearances headed by Harley Earl and the art and color section. So, okay, so this seems to have a nexus of, or an inception rather, of 1924, though I can imagine that it was done before then. Right, yeah, and then it's repeated. So there's another good. Let me show another good truth drop here. I also play Zaralath will appreciate this. You go to my IG, and I do show games. I'm still a little bit of a gamer. For example, here you go. Shadow of the Colossus is one of the illest games I've ever played. It's got a Babel theme and a Faustian deal theme. You got the Sargon of Akkad. What's going on with that left eye, though, homie? It's reflected with Hannibal of Barca also. Something's going on with that Phoenician red equals Tyrian purple, huh, guys? Okay, so you'll get movies and games. You've seen Shadow of the Colossus. This game is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now let's listen to this one. This is a truth drop from back in the day. This is a game that came out a while ago, and it's in the simulated, like sort of like the multiverse or whatever they're calling it, or the. Oh my goodness, I completely forgot about what Zuckerberg's new verse thing is. Anyway, this is the death of a robber baron after you beat one of the boards. Listen, pay attention, because the undertone is the dance between the farmer city and the Logos and Cain. Very telling. And listen to what the robber baron says. This is their ambition. This is their aim.
You've stolen your last shilling from the people of London.
Those animals squander their savings. We are the experts in investment. Nothing would be built or improved. Nothing would rise above the muck without our hand guiding. No creating the future. They benefit as much as their work.
It is their city, not yours.
Without our investments, there would be no city.
Very good point.
For the path of the dead.
For Chiron. Yeah, the metaverse. I'm sorry. I probably removed that from my memory purposely. So yeah, this is like it's called the Animus, and it loads in memories. That's what the theme of Assassin's Creed is. You replay people's memories throughout history, and it is another amazing game. Let's listen to that again, and I won't interrupt.
You've stolen your last shilling from the people of London.
Those animals squander their savings. We are the experts in investment. Nothing would be built or improved. Nothing would rise above the muck without our hand guiding. No creating the future. They benefit as much as their work.
It is their city,
not yours.
Without our investments, there would be no city.
For the path of the dead.
You've stolen your last
Okay, so we see that. Notice also how he says, rise from the muck. He might as well have said mud, because they move the mud around. Cover cities here, bury cities there, leave it for 1,000 years there. There you go. You got Phoenicians and Basques in America, 1000 BC, and y'all be hard pressed at this point in time to convince me otherwise. So that said, let's get back to planned obsolescence versus the age of progress. Check out my IG. I'll show you some family stuff also. Yeah, here you go. Sargon, Sargon of Akkad. Look at that. You know, I'm just. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in the words of RV Truth, shout out legend, give me an absolute break. I mean, it's kind of hard to hide this shit these days. Excuse my language. And this is my great grandma Frances's painting. She was a painter, and her husband, my great grandfather, was born in Oslo, Norway. Okay, so The Age of Progress, the book that I have. Shout out to Malachi Crunch, D Hood, aka the West Side Samurai. I've done some bushwhacking with him before. He's a local Buffalonian, and he's a history enthusiast. So this is the book that I have. He gave me with the lot that he handed me probably about 30 solid books about almost a year ago now. So shout out, Danny. I appreciate that, brother. Let's take a look at this, and we'll read from it because it's got a lot of cool details. Let's go into my albums. I'll come and check out the chat in a minute. So we're just going to go over the chapter that deals with effectively the age of progress and technology, and how that's how we spot check our advancements. We'll read that, and I want to show you guys how to access this also in archive.org, because I don't just present here. I like to share exactly what I do, so it's all transparent, and you guys could do it too. So come check out archive.org, and your best bet is to make yourself a login. As you can see, I'm logged in as Berserker Bear. All right, top right up here. I'm sorry I don't have. If anybody has gravy on how to get a bigger cursor to show, like Paul Pockets, big giant cursor knows. I know it's hard for you guys to see sometimes, and sometimes I just forget that I need to address that. Okay, we have Concrete Presepi, Eiffel Radio. Could be. The Eiffel Tower could be a radio. How long, Bear? My man. Hopefully we can get to see Glen Canyon Pyramid soon. Oh, yeah. You know what? That's why I like the feedback here, because I'll just check that out right now. You know, I don't really have any time constraints here, but I don't want to roll on too. So Nate says, all right, geez, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Nate is from the area. This is why the network and the community of the Bears, also the research network, is invaluable. I can hit up Nate. He's been on the West Coast. He drives all over the country. And just randomly, when I post something that I have from one of my books, again, I'm a broken record with this stuff. I mean, anybody can solicit me for information in the books that I present. I'll send you pictures of it. I'll link it and send a picture of it to you. That's what I'm here for. That's what all these books that I hear, everything that's mine, I can present to you is yours. Okay, so let's stay on track. Age of Progress. I'm going to show you guys how to look this up and obtain it. That's that. Now, Nate just said you've been into this area. that in this book, the Colorado Exploration by Powell, has a picture of a monument called Island Monument, and it looks very similar to a statue of Moloch, in my opinion. And I always can't find it. Bear with me. I always feel pressured to get it to you really quickly. I shared it in my community tab also. Nate's from that area, and he's been down in Glen Canyon where that alleged monument used to be, and there are pyramids in Grand Canyon. Man, I can't find it. Let's stay on target. If you peruse down through this, what Nate is talking about, Glen Canyon, there's a monument in there that's in this book. If I could find a picture of it in here, I'll show it to you. That looks like it was a monument once of a statue of Moloch or Baal, the massive owl. Allegedly, could it be what's similar to Bohemian Grove? And then Michelle Gibson put a recent video out I seen, maybe her and Autodidactic and Bernie, about pyramids in the Grand Canyon. So it's out there. And then Nate has been down fishing in there. So not too far from that island monument. You know what? I should be able to find it, guys. I want to show this to you. It's very important. Here it is. Okay. This is the information and the data that we're using to put together, that it's not being flippant, that there's also been work done. Again, I sound like a broken record, that there has been civilization here before the Columbian exchange. Okay. And when you see monuments like this in a book that's completely not related really to the research that we do, although we incorporate it, right? We shouldn't be looked at as crazy pseudo historical researchers. There's some credence to this. And I'm walking on, you guys see my last video. I appreciate your love on that one. Here you go. And look, here's the base of it. There's the base of that monument. What do you guys think? Let's get some feedback. I mean, so that's the base of that thing. Of course, they got the moon behind it, La Luna. And look at the guys in the bottom to give you scale. Now, there you go. Island Monument. It's a book right here. Speaking of books, now, yeah, you can go further into my IG at your leisure, and I certainly recommend that you do. And I've had people ask me, I'll share a movie, and people will be like, "Is it worth to watch?" I'm like, yes. Another Coen Brothers movie right here. This is a great one. Everything is overemphasized, and caricatures are overemphasized for the different races. Okay, Coen Brothers are very good with it. So a comment did ask me, "Oh, is this movie worth watching?" Let me answer that for all of you guys. If I do share a movie on my IG, it's worth watching. It's a recommendation. Okay, so that was cool to get that question, but yes, if I share it, it's a recommendation. You should watch them if you're into watching movies. Okay, so that's all good. You guys get to my IG. We'll close that window. What else do I got? This is for my lab. Okay, we're walking on. This was unbelievable. This cemetery at Mount Albion that Robbie put me onto blew my mind. And another cog in the gears of, what was going on here prior to the Columbian exchange. It seems like there's real thick gravy in that regard here in Western New York in the Western Door. I've presented that before. That's going to be my aim going forward. These deep dives, every time an anomaly comes up from history, whether it's the Age of Progress and planned obsolescence or Greek fire, I feel compelled to put out my idea, but sometimes it becomes a little bit of a burden, and I have to get back to doing boots on the ground. So thank you so very much, everybody, for always stopping by. Let's see what's up. Great movie. Four Jacks must have seen. Which one did you see? Miller's Crossing, or which one are you talking about? Okay. Concrete Presepi says every town is a star in the face of the moon. I thought you were going to say about every town is a star city. That's another anomaly that I have here in Buffalo that I could present and flip history up on its end. If I can prove that there was actually a star fort here at the Buffalo Harbor and provide evidence for that, well, then that is what it is, possibly. Okay, so, yeah, Miller's Crossing is awesome. All right, so that's my IG. Movies, games, and research. There you go. Okay, let's see. Age of Progress. Now let's get to you. I don't want to be too long-winded here. Set up an account on archive.org, and I just searched I didn't know that it was even going to be in here because I have a copy of it. There's really no need for me to search this, but just for the sake of showing you guys. All right, so they do have it. Now you're only able to borrow it if you have a account login. So what I'm going to do is borrow it for 1 hour. I had to wait until I went live with this, so I had it. Now, effectively, this should be the exact same information that I have in here on the screen. And I do have all these pictures taken. I painstakingly take pictures of the books that I have just for you guys so you can see. Okay. So there you go. If you have an account on archive.org, you can go and look at the book. Also, a pro tip here is I've done this before with my airships. You can screen grab. Okay. And then it's yours. Anyway, let's read the first couple pages and see what the anomalies are. There goes the first sketches of the glass or crystal palace. A little bit, questionable. Prophetic doodles. The first sketches of what became the Crystal Palace adorn the desk blotter of Joseph Paxton. Although he was not trained as an architect, his idea of a building of glass was accepted after 233 plans submitted by professionals had been rejected. He worked up the final plan in only 9 days. The structure's success so delighted the country and Queen Victoria that in the year of the fair he was knighted. Interesting. We appreciate it. Thank you, Kara. I appreciate the feedback. All right, so wonderful. Look at that. Color pictures too, guys. Corliss engine. Pretty sure Martin was just going over this stuff too. Jared Boosters always does the elephant. Welcome back to the channel. That's my best Jared Boosters impression. Okay, what we're going to be concerned with is this one. So just so you guys know that this is from this book, and let's go peruse. So we got planned obsolescence, where they initiate the first series of things. Now let's say what they see what they say, whatever. What's written about planned obsolescence. I took pictures of all these things, and just for the sake of being able to go through it and not have to worry about it loading through archive.org, you've seen how I was able to access it. Make sure you make a note of it. Another pro tip for you. And back to my YouTube. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let's see here, Planned Obsolescence. Now, again, I'm just presenting another anomaly from history that doesn't make sense to me. And I'm looking for your input because, I don't know the answer. It just seems like there's some tomfoolery going on when we pat ourselves on the back for our achievements. Like, for example, allegedly landing on the moon, we can't go there anymore. That being said, let's read. I might have to read this one from the book. I also make this information available on my MeWe, and I'll check that out. You guys got to be on MeWe social media and the Realm Earth Research Group, which some of my fans here, you subs, Zaralath, you're on. All you got to do here is hit skip trial. In order to find my this group here, you have to have a profile, just like I said on archive.org. You have to set up a profile on MeWe, and I have to invite you. This is an exclusive group here. Campbell of Autodidactic set this up. I run it, and so does my homie Mr. Brees. Zaralath is a member as well. You guys can do the same research that I do and share it here. And I take the pictures that I have from all my videos and I share them on here from time to time. You guys can access all of it. Again, my work should be transparent for you guys. Now, what I'm going to do is read from here and follow along, and I will make sure to keep these. I'll share all these pictures in MeWe. So Zaralath, you have them. How long, Bear? I need a new laptop. Mine's 10 years old. I'm glad I got this computer. When you came down here and seen my bear den, Nate, I was happy to show it to you, man. I used to actually, if you see my earlier videos, Stuntman Bear was busting my chops about this because I used to I had a laptop before and I would videotape it from my phone. That's how I used to make my videos. So I know what you're talking about there, brother. Okay, without further ado, holler at me at MeWe, YouTube, please sub. Maybe I'll get 7,000 while I'm live. Plan ups. Okay, here we go. Maybe I should play I know you guys can't hardly read that. I will play a slideshow for you guys. You guys want to, I'm going to read this. What do you guys, actually, I'm not sure the best way to present this right now, if I even need to read it. If I just post this stuff on my IG, what do you guys think? Let's go back to the chat and get some feedback here. I think you guys get my idea. I'm not even sure I even need to read this stuff. I'll have all these pictures available on my IG, and the query and the quandary and the inquiry that I have for history is if we are to be tracking our progress of civilization, the civilized world in cities, with our technological advancement that you propose here, well, how do you answer that when you can contrast that against what you employ with planned obsolescence? And I'm not trying to rally the troops here or get the torches and pitchforks because I know a lot of that is going on right now. As a matter of fact, I'm completely opposite of that. I'd say grab the shovels and your seeds first, and your plants and your vegetables, and start planting those. But it just it just stuck out to me. And I'll give a shout out to one of my not high school, it was actually college at ECC City Campus, which is in the old post office building downtown. I think it was Mr. Shamara who had initially taught our class about planned obsolescence. I forget what class it was, maybe sociology or logic. That's where I first learned of planned obsolescence, and it just came mind. I think maybe when Martin was going over the age of progress and industrial revolution, it doesn't make sense and it's contradictory in its essence. Those two notions. So anyway, I don't want to get boring and read this. I think you guys got not my argument, my proposition here, that it's just a interesting something to think about as we dive deeper into what's going on here with our history and trying to find out the proper timeline when we got stuff like this to negotiate. So to keep it in mind is to be aware of it, is to steer clear of it, and we'll have to be on our game going forward. So I guess that's kind of all that I had. I don't want to go too long and get too long-winded with it, but what do you guys think of that presentation? And do you have any questions that I could put up on the screen regarding that? Did I make a concise argument here as to being on the money or not with this being a quandary out of history? Osbeast, but I guess they planned for that. Yeah, they planned for a lot of stuff. There's another clip that I had in mind that I was going to show you guys. I can't. In Tomorrowland, I didn't download it where one of the wizards or whatever. I didn't see the full movie, but Big Bear shared it, or one of the bears shared it, and it was talking about the guy from House, or yeah, the doctor from House was talking about how they got to show the end of the world for us even to buy that it's even going to happen, to try to spur us to change our ways, the dance of the city and the farmer. But I didn't download that yet. So anyway, so planned obsolescence versus the age of progress. It's a historic anomaly, and I'll do further research on it. And if nothing else, this is a compendium of work to track back on. I want to give a shout out to Martin. Martin seemed to give me a little bit of a shout out here on his recent. He did an in-depth on, or Martin Liedke, flat thumbs thrice. Okay, so Black Sound and Bowie. Guys, check out my video from this one. Let me show you a clip.
Here's a particular note. The vibrations are that of the metabolism of the glass, and it cracks it. Yeah? So a black noise is the register within which you can crack a city or people, or it's a new controlled bomb. It's a noise bomb, in fact, which can destroy.
Is it a real thing? I mean, is it something that's actually somebody's experimenting with?
It was invented in France.
Could a tyrant use it to...
Well, until last year, you could buy the patent for it in the French patent office for about equivalent to $3-4.
It's concentrated.
It depends how much money you put into it. I mean, a small one could probably kill about half the people here, but a big one could destroy a city, or even more. I mean,
it's a weird idea.
Don't look.
It is an awesome structure. But when Adam said,
"We promise that if this device works, we will use our powers only for good,"
he was lying. It's time to use Tesla's device to bring the bridge down.
This is intense.
So all they need to do is find a good spot to attach their earthquake machine, turn it on, and tune it in.
There she goes. There it is.
You can look up this video on YouTube called Mythbusters Tesla.
The oscillating machine is oscillating.
Increase the amplitude.
And now to tune it to the resonant frequency of the bridge. If they can do that, this giant steel structure will be a pile of rubble in no time at all.
Oh my God! That was good.
Keen-eyed observers will...
Paolo, what's up, man? Welcome. I'm just going over stuff that I've repeated before. Shouting out to Martin Liedke. Looks like he got hip to the David Bowie Black Noise on Facebook.
Know the guys are actually standing on the bridge they're trying to destroy.
confidence in Tesla's machine isn't exactly sky high.
Now, neither Jamie nor I gives a high percentage to anything occurring out here. Nonetheless, I mean, Mythbusters is nothing if not a compendium of ways in which Jamie and I have been wrong. Jamie, come here. Feel this. Come here. I feel a vibration that is oscillating here.
I'm going to freeze it and see whether it stops.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
And
totally stops here. That's freaky.
All of a sudden, this myth is giving Adam and Jamie a good vibe. And it's not the traffic, because that's on a completely separate bridge.
It totally feels like the whole structure is ringing to that hertz. Hold on, I'm going to go down the way and see if I can feel it over here.
I hope I don't get hit with, let me know if this, I could see, I'm getting feedback right now on my phone, but there is a little bit of a delay. So yeah, Concrete, Persepi, please be, I understand that it's coming from a good angle, but please don't bring theology into a religion. You guys know my faith and everything. I appreciate that though. Thank you.
Totally feel it over here. Wait. I can totally, yep, there it goes.
But the best is yet to come. After some more tuning, they find a sweet spot.
hold the phone. Oh my God. It feels like a big semi-trailer truck is rolling right by us right now.
And that's only 6 pounds of weight, moving 25
Thanks, Nate.
times
Be
per
safe
second.
out there.
It actually makes me a little concerned, believe it or not.
I've totally started to come out here and find this thing vibrating at the correct frequency to be felt hundreds of feet away from the source. That is totally amazing. Did not expect that.
Okay, so let's wrap that up. You guys check that video out from a couple weeks ago, or actually, I'm sorry, from like 3 months ago. That video is Bushwhacking Black Noise, the Tesla Quake machine. Let's wrap it up with this. That's what I think is being used. What are earthquakes? Man, you know, all I could say about that is I don't know. What I'm saying is if it's not plate tectonics, if it's not magma under the earth, what is it? We have the right to question it, especially this is in my YouTube channel. Go to my community tab and Stolen Honor Bear. Good looks on sharing this one. It seems to talk about there being able to pour sulfur into the ground and creating a 8 or 10 hour time period that will vomit flames. And so this is from, where's it? For preferving from Ruffed. I'm not sure exactly. If you go to my website, go to my YouTube channel and click on that, it shows the link. I don't know why it's not showing it right now, but my homie Stolen Honor Bear shared that with me. And all it is indicating is that the possibility that, like I said before, it could just be fallen man doing it to other men. Excuse me. I know natural cataclysms happen. I'm not saying natural disasters don't happen. What I am saying is that we are seeing evidence that there is technology out there, nothing relating to like Antiquitech or free energy, but a mechanism that can vibrate and in a local area cause some serious damage. I think that's what we were seeing with that mountain in Kyrgyzstan. And again, I addressed that in that video. So check that out, and I appreciate all of your love. And I will end out with a pretty cool clip. Let's do this. Like, share, subscribe. Hopefully I can get to 7K soon. I'll be doing boots on the ground. That was just a real quick presentation of what planned obsolescence is. And they're playing us effectively, whatever. Don't worry about it. Don't take it personal. Just crush onwards and build away from Babylon. Okay. Obviously, there's contradictory stuff coming out of history, especially when it comes to the age of progress, industrial revolution, because when you incorporate planned obsolescence, I think I've detailed that that just doesn't make sense. So with that, I got more work to do. The deep dives get a little bit burdensome, but it's all worth it in the end. It's all above board, and any kind of research that I have and find, I'm going to present it to you guys so it's all transparent, right? And I like my truth drops. I like my movies. I like my games. So I will keep it sleuthing on that level for you, and I will report back. So I will end out with the old Berserker Mario classic, and it's just going to end after that. I'll clip the video when Berserker Mario is over. It's always a good one. It's always a classic, and I don't think I'll get hit with a copyright on that one. Come back to the chat and say peace out to everybody. Okay. Hey, Michael Joshua Lewis, thanks for stopping by. Great videos earlier of the sun. That was you got a P900 or a P1000? Ozbeast, thank you. Appreciate it. Kara K, thank you very much as always. Julia Thomas, legend. Thanks for all the support always. Can Creeper Seppi, thank you. Syncretism is optimal solution. Well, I think syncretism is actually a side effect of the idea that Logos is baked into the firmament. That's God Most High giving us a fist pump, if you will. So we're jiving on that level. Rufus, peace, man. Thank you for stopping by. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, I appreciate all the love. Thank you. And let's find Berserker Mario. Where is it? I'm all flustered here. I can't find it. All right. I'm going to start it too early. Okay, from me to you, much love. I'll report back doing more boots on the ground, whether it's in Niagara Falls, Erie Basin Marina, out at Mount Albion, in Rochester, in Lockport with Robbie, here in Buffalo with Danny. I got way more to do, guys. So stick with me and keep your faith up and your heads up. The light at the end of the tunnel isn't a freight train coming. It's daylight. We all keep moving towards it. God bless. Much love. I'll catch you on the next one.
Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh!
Thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another...
We've got to get out of here! Stand your ground, brother! No! Please! We need to get out of here. Stop the car. I said get in the fucking car. Go, 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 go.